I am having a little afternoon at the ocean to rejuvenate for the week ahead. And I feel like sharing a little story of something that happened fairly recently. I talk a lot about family, and a lot of you have family that you're probably with today, and I think that's awesome. And then there are those of us that don't have any family that are with us today, whether they are gone in heaven or family dynamics are not good, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of people that aren't with their family today. And it has come to my attention recently that it's really important that we all heal around our families. Because in my own personal experience, family has been probably the most difficult aspect of my life for the 44 years that I've been here. So I did a post on TikTok, and I'm pretty sure I posted the same thing here and on my Facebook page around parents and forgiving your parents. And my TikTok post had over 50,000 hits and so many comments about how people feel about their parents and forgiving their parents. And some are very adamant they'll never forgive them. And I understand that everybody has different circumstances, so I get that. But that TikTok going viral really brought to my attention the need around healing within our own families. So I want to tell you about the situation that happened to me. It's been a couple months ago, but it was very powerful. And maybe think about in your own life, visualize this type of situation in your own story. But I was talking to a friend of mine. We were just having a casual conversation, and she asked me, if you could see your inner child right now, where would she be? And I just stopped and kind of looked at her like, what? What kind of question is that? Because we were just talking, like it caught me off guard. And I said, well, she's in the dark. And my friend said, she's in the dark where? My heart kind of sunk, and I said, she's in a castle surrounded by a moat in the dark, playing with a Cabbage Patch doll. And my friend said to me, well, you need to go get her. That's where she's been all this time. Now, if you could stop and think about your inner child, that little girl or boy, where they would be right now, where would they be? And seriously think about the age they're at, what they're doing. Is that little child surrounded in darkness or light, love, peace, or is it stuck in a unhealthy, toxic, traumatized state of being? It's really interesting if you stop and think about it. So anyway, so we continue talking, and tears started falling down my face because I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that she's been here all this time. And the visual I was getting of myself, I was probably about 3 years old. So that means since I've been 3 years old, I've been stuck in the darkness within. Something happened at 3 years old that caused me to go into protective mode where I shut everybody out. Makes you think. So as we continue speaking about my inner child my little self, I ended up getting that little girl and taking her into a field of flowers. And I was playing with her, and we were laughing and joking. And then, for the first time in my entire life, I saw my parents. So, in talking about all this healing about family and parents, I don't know if I've ever said, but I don't have a single memory of my parents together. Ever. I don't have one memory as a child of the three of us. Certainly not happy. And in this moment of conversation with my friends, there's my mom and there's my dad, and they're together. Something I visually, truly, and sincerely have never seen in my life. And I just cried because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And in that moment, I was healing that little girl whose parents, in her mind, were never together. In her mind, my mind, however you want to look at it, I have no memory that is happy of the three of us. And so it was this moment that I was realizing it needed to be healed. Because that one thing, as trivial as it may seem, has stuck with me my entire life. And it has affected probably every single aspect of my life. Because I never felt safe or secure, because I never had that feeling of both my parents and me ever as a family unit. So I just want you to stop and think about yourself, and when you think back to where is that inner child still at, maybe journal about it. You're going to have emotions probably you don't expect. I know that I did. But there was such beauty in this moment with my friend. And so as I'm walking through this visualization of my parents, I took the little Michelle over to my parents and I left her with them. So for the first time ever, I saw the three of us wrapped in love and peace. It was safe. And the amount of healing done in that moment is indescribable. It was a beautiful moment. It may sound crazy to some of you, and some of you it may resonate. But I highly encourage you to think about your younger self and where that younger self has been. And maybe it doesn't matter the why necessarily, but if you think of your younger self in the dark, I encourage you go in there and you get that little younger self and you play with them and you reparent them and you tell them that they're safe and that you're never going to leave them. And then you heal whatever it is around that little child, because we all have it. That child within us who has been hurt, traumatized. There's an endless list of things that could have happened. Bullied, sexually abused, emotionally abused, abandoned. There's so many things that little child is, and they're still within you, and they're still trying to protect you as that little child. And you have to heal that part of you to get better in the now and to really live your best life. It was a crazy, amazing experience. And like I said, you know, I was 43 at the time when this conversation happened, and I had never once seen my parents and I together as a family unit. It was just beautiful. And I miss my parents, you know? I miss my mom's in heaven. My dad is not far behind her. He's still here, but, you know, his mind is not clear. And I miss them. But I'm also grateful for everything that the two of them taught me, because, as I've said many times before, they did the best they could with what they knew and what they lacked in their own lives because of their own traumas in their own life. So I'm just grateful. And today, as I'm sitting here by the ocean and just taking in the sound of the waves and the sun shining down, I just am really grateful for everything in my life. Everything that was difficult, everything that almost broke me, because of every one of those things, I'm standing here today and I'm okay. And I'm grateful. I'm blessed. God continues to show up for me, continues to bring things into my life that I never imagined possible. And I'm genuinely grateful. So whether you're with your family today or not, know that you are loved, that you matter, that you have a story within you. You have a voice that needs to be heard. It's okay to be vulnerable, and it's okay to feel. And it's okay to forgive all the things that hurt you, because they brought you to who you are today. Have a wonderfully amazing, blessed day. Sending you all the love and light. I'll see you soon.